But we've just seen it, Deadpool and Wolverine, and it's time to have a chat about it. Spoilers ahead. Mate, we've seen it, eh?
Mate, the day has finally arrived.
I'm just happy I don't have to keep dodging and weaving.
I know.
That is
completely.
the worst part about when you go and see a film a couple of days out of, something big as this anyway.
Yeah.
Spoilers are out there on the internet, and they have been. So they play that game of dodging and weaving is always tough.
So you went radio silence for a while.
You have to, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, especially a film like this, Rick, which, and as we said, spoiler alerts, guys.
100% spoilers.
That, there are so many cameos. There are so many references to other things that, being spoiled of some of the cameos and certain things that happen in this movie really would take away from it, I would say.
I think there was a few that obviously were spoiled on the internet, which was
what do you think was spoiled on the internet before we saw it? What were you spoiled of?
Oh, we knew that Electra was coming on.
We knew that because that would be reported.
That was reported and that came on.
Yeah.
And then obviously in the last trailer, they put in X-23.
Yeah.
Which I wish they kind of held that one back.
It would have been a nice moment to experience in the cinema.
Yeah. Because there was some touching moments in the movie with those two. So,
yeah.
But,
That's right. You know what I wasn't expecting out of this film? I wasn't expecting so much heart.
Yep.
Like how much, there are quite very scenes with gravitas. Emotions are at stake at play. It's and this could have been easy, a very throwaway kind of wrestling reference.
Yep.
Fight. But at the art of it, the source of it is a heart-driven story, And for me, Rick, I saw a lot of influences from movies in this movie, and not directly from the MCU. I'm thinking about things like Plane, Trains and Automobiles.
Yep.
I'm thinking about Midnight Run.
Yep.
I'm thinking about every kind of buddy cop or buddy where the two people are going on to adventure. Really, they drew a lot, I think, from those movies in this movie. But, mate, hit me with it. What are some of your favourite bits of this movie?
The opening scene was amazing. I just love the opening, how they did that, and how they just put it straight out there going, and how we're going to deal with the whole Logan issue. All right, with the movie Logan, he's dead. How do we deal with that? And they dealt with that straight away, which was fucking great.
And they dealt with it a way when I did just the way they would do it. Yeah. They kept saying in the interviews, we'll treat it with absolute respect and dignity. And then you find Deadpool digging up his corpse and using his corpse as a weapon. It was awesome. So good.
It was good. Yeah. A lot of fourth wall breaking, which was great, but it was done really, really well.
Yeah, really smart. I don't think any of the cameos were cameos for the sake of cameos. No. They all felt they had a purpose.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, which was the one that clicked, you went, holy shit, I don't believe he's in this film.
And that was Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
Blade, when he came out, I was like, holy fuck, it's Blade. Yeah. It's fucking Blade. And that was just a shock.
It was a shock. And he was good and he was game.
Yeah.
He was ready to have some fun. And honestly, Rick, from that, I'm walking out of that going, where's my Blade 4?
Yeah.
Wesley's still got it here.
He does.
Do we really need the other guy anymore? Let's just keep Wes coming in. No, a big one for me is Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Chris Evans returning, and it's really great how they tease it out. And obviously, big spoilers. So we're assuming you've seen it as well. But that moment where he puts his arm out and you think it's Cap.
Yeah, and the way
and it's not. And it's great that it's Johnny Storm from Fantastic Four, which is absolutely wonderful. And, it kind of makes sense because I know they're all friends.
Yeah.
And, I thought that was, I just love everything he was in. He really knew, Chris Evans is a very funny guy. I think we know this from his early career. We've seen him in lots of comedies back in the day. But we forget, because he's played Cap for 10 years, the stoic superhero, that he's actually hilarious. And he really was in this, Channing Tatum.
As Gambit. We finally get to see a good
Gambit. We get the Gambit movie that we were promised and never got delivered.
Yeah.
And they played, you know what was great about that? They kind of played up the ridiculousness of the idea of a Gambit movie with his accent.
Yeah, and he kept
it's like, no one knows what he's saying.
Right?
Nobody knows what he's saying. So, no, wonderful. And then Jennifer Garner, who, hey, God, she looks good. She looks really good for her
age. The electricity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there was Henry Cavill. That was there, the Cavill.
That's a big one.
Going back to all the different Wolverines when he's trying to find the different one, which was amazing. Which we saw a slight, which I got very, very excited. We got to see the Hulk for a tiny little second.
I literally thought maybe they were going to do a Hulk Wolverine, and they promised something, because that is, when you talk about matchups, there's that fight that's coming. Don't you think one day?
One day it will happen.
Yeah, in fact, if I was a betting man, Rick, I would say we see that fight in Secret Wars. I think we're going to...
Or a movie.
Look, Secret Wars they're going to be back in that movie.
Yeah, 100%. But, you know, what I really enjoyed about... They weren't cameos, you know what I mean?
They were roles.
So they had a beginning, a middle, and an end. Yeah. And that's what... And they just entwined it into the character base. I loved it. I really thought that was really clever. And they explained everything really well as well. Yeah. So if you're not a comic book fan... And they played true justice to the comic book fans. They really did. And if for people who are not following you as a comic book fan, you could go and watch this movie 100% and just follow it and know what.
Yeah. I don't think you don't need it helps, but you don't need the 30 film, 100%. Background to be able to get through and enjoy this movie. Yeah. I think, we've got to mention this. It's obvious. Everyone had... It was probably it was one or two, wasn't it? It was
two.
Blake Lively was going to be Taylor Swift. And thankfully it was Blake. And their daughter, who played Kidpool.
Oh, you kidding me?
That was the daughter playing Kidpool. Okay.
So you don't actually see her face in this. She's still in the whole costume. You got to actually look at the
You hear her voice, though.
You hear her voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So good. I didn't realise that was his
daughter. That's 100%
That is awesome.
Big shout out to Emma Corrin, who played the villain.
Nova, Cassandra
Nova, who was really good, really good. Played a villain that actually had, you felt that she was a threat.
Yeah.
And I especially, Rick, love the way that how she telepathically connects by sticking her literal hand.
Yeah.
Almost phases her hand through people's skull, which I thought was nice little touch. Everything is really tight and lean. There's no real, even the quiet points of this film are necessary. Like I said in the beginning, it's got a lot of heart, it's got a lot of spirit, and it's like Ryan Reynolds probably understands his character better than any other person in the MCU.
Yeah.
And he's not just an actor, he's not just he's a producer and a hell of a writer, and it comes through with this film to the way they've done it. They could have put just him going from universe to universe, connecting with the MCU, and this thing would have made a bunch of money. But they've taken the time and care to actually write a story that is worth the audience's time.
And you invested in it. You're invested in it from straight away when that comes straight on. You are invested straight through. And that's how I felt. I didn't drop off on any of those characters.
No, not at all.
So good.
Not at all. And we found new things out about our characters. Like Wolverine, there was a few. And I'm not just talking the yellow suit and the helmet. Guys, how could that helmet work? I think it worked about 90% of the time. There was a couple of scenes that looked a bit wonky. But having that Wolverine in the headgear was great. But no, it's Wolverine dealing with a lot of guilt, which we've seen before and a lot of anger, but it's a way, I don't know, there was something about, we get to see a side of Wolverine who's able to forgive himself, which even in Logan, I don't believe Wolverine, even at his death, was able to forgive himself for who he was.
Yeah.
And I feel like we get there with him with this one, which I thought was really, really nice. Mind you, shout out to the action scene where we get Wolverine on all fours.
Oh, how good was that?
Magic.
That was
magic. Absolutely magic.
So good.
And then as for Deadpool's character arc in this, yeah, it's about him growing. It's
I
about
think it
him,
was.
becoming the man. He believes, that he wants Vanessa to. How do I rephrase this? He wants to show Vanessa that he is something more than just himself. And he thinks getting into the Avengers is the way to do
And then
it.
he got knocked back, and then it just
Yeah.
just
So,
threw him out. It was good.
no, everything had worked out kind of really well. And what else is smart about this? They haven't closed the book on anything.
No.
Nor have they left it wide open. They've kind of left it in a space where this is a Deadpool story, but there's no way it's over.
No.
And I know it's not over because Kevin Feige has come out in interviews and that saying, like, look, when we started this, we didn't know if it was just going to be a one and done. But by the end of this process, they were all going, all right, well, what's next? Because they love working together. And I think that's the key thing that really should also be pointed out here, Rick, is the love and the care that everyone involved in this movie is absolutely on the celluloid on screen.
It does. Oh, look, it does show on the screen, and we all know. Look, the chemistry between Ryan and Hugh is just huge, and they're best mates, and it shines
in real
on
life.
the screen, in real life, and it shines on the screen. Same with Sean Levy, the director. They're all really good friends in real life as well, and it all comes out. And they really did put, when they tell you, you follow the press tours. I mean, they're everywhere. They're all on the news.
There is not one show that haven't been on.
And you listen to what they say, and they really, truly do mean that they put their heart and soul into this movie, and it does show.
Yeah.
Especially like little touches like with X-23 when they do that big fight scene where they're about to kick some ass, so she puts those glasses on. They're the ones from the service station that she picked off out of Logan.
Yeah.
Just little things like that. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. 100%. I just like it's a hard film to. Now, interestingly enough, this is a movie early on in Rotten Tomatoes. We're getting that divide again between the audience and the critics.
I haven't seen what's
apparently, as of this moment, if it's at 78% critically,
okay,
but 98% in the audience rating, and I'm far in the audience rating.
Yeah,
this is a film that is not it's not impervious to criticism, but it's almost criticism proof because of by design what the movie is.
Yeah.
It's not to be taken seriously.
No, that's right.
It's an adventure. It's something to go and see and have a great time with. And again, the best part about this, I think, not the best part, but one of the things that I do love this film very much, is even the end credits.
Yes.
The end credits where they're playing the crappy Green Day song, I've had the time of your life, but it's the first time I've heard it played with that footage seems so appropriate.
So it was all the footage from all the
Fox movies.
All the Fox movies that they did.
So the Fantastic Fours, your X-Men, your Daredevils, your Electras. Yeah,
footage you see on the set.
And it was really nice.
It was a little heartwarming. It was nice.
Because, if many, many years, they were the big films, Rick. We went and saw those films.
I remember going to see the first X-Men with you.
So, it's a lovely film. It's sweeter than maybe I would have expected. Like, sweetness because there's so much love in it. But what can I say? I mean, if this film doesn't hit $1.3, $1.4 billion at the box office, I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those films by design as well that it's repeat viewings, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go see it again. Yeah. I had a really good time watching this movie.
Yeah.
And even there was a lot of, stabs at a lot of movies and a lot of, this looks like the whole Mad Max. And then he was doing the whole Furiosa
bit,
and it was awesome. So good, but they just did it so well, and it was just and that's what it is. It's about getting people in the cinema and enjoying themselves.
Well, that
100%.
That's been the big thing this year. There were getting people back into the movies because people aren't going. And at the end of the day, cost of living crisis has a lot to do with that. But if you did a little bit of films like this, people can go and see it. I mean, for 3 tickets today, Rick, here in Australia, and they were luxury tickets, right?
Yeah. So
just recliner chairs, but $126 just to get in there.
That was just
and then me and my wife spent $150 on food.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah,
it was great food. Don't get me wrong, but Yeah, I mean, you don't always have to do that. You can do tight ass Tuesday, take your own food and all that. But with films like this, if you can afford it, spoil yourself. But this will get people back in the cinemas. Films like these.
I want to see more people in the cinemas for sure.
Yeah. Well, it was today. It was
Today, 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, can we just say the other little thing I absolutely loved was dog pool. Like that dog was just so good. Like, and it's a real dog. It's
all the
not CG.
pools were great.
All the
nice
pools, all 100.
Yeah,
The face.
Yeah, could protect the face. Just magic stuff, But like, do the world a favour. If you know someone that you hasn't seen it, don't tell them things.
Yeah,
don't go up there and try to tell them scenes or no, you've got to see it because this happens. Just really encourage them to go and have a great time.
Enjoy it for what it is.
And let them enjoy it for what it is. Yeah, exactly. You know, because this is one of these superhero films that goes beyond the normal genre in regards to the normal audience goes to see it. No, this movie, everybody can get something out of it.
Because it was hyped up. It has been hyped up, but it delivered. It ticked a lot of boxes for me. And I walked out of that cinema so happy and enjoyed.
Well, I think it delivers beyond the Comic-Con audience. How's that sound? It delivers beyond that. Not only are we happy, but I would say that the normal general public who don't see this just as something to watch on a Saturday night will have a freaking great time.
Yeah. There is a lot of violence in it. So kids, if you're looking at little kids, I don't think it's appropriate. But mate, go see it because it is 100% worth it. Was there anything else that you?
Oh look, I know
there's so much because we've literally just come out of the cinema.
Literally got out 15 minutes ago. No, I mean all I can say is the overwhelming instinct feelings that I've got. The
joy that it gave you.
I am just really impressed. I don't think I'm going to give it a rating because it's obviously going to be high. Yeah. So all I can say is just go and see it. Just go see it. And hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we have. I'd be really surprised. I will say though, I think what they've also done is really smart, and I'm sure we're going to hear it anyway, Rick. Yeah. But the conspiracies now. Because that person was in there, does that mean they're going to be
Yeah.
leave that shit behind and just enjoy this? And that's it. That's what
true. Everyone's like, does that mean Wesley Snipes is back now?
I hope. But no, there is no big plan.
There is no, that's right.
They've just made this movie to enjoy, and what comes from it, who knows? But I'm along for the ride for sure.
Oh, me too. Or like I said, Jay summed it all up as well, guys. Just go and enjoy it for what it is. Don't listen to anyone. Don't look at any spoilers. Don't do any of that. Check it out, and then come back and watch this video and give trouble.
Well, I'm sure that's been the case for these guys. But certainly recommending it to people that I think if you enjoy it, then I think the responsibility and the trick is to try to convince people to go without spoiling anything. Yeah. 100%. Either way, it's magic. It's incredible. I will say probably at this early point, it's my favourite Deadpool movie, but maybe that's just still got that endorphin rush from seeing the movie.
True.
Yeah, definitely great. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that has been our Deadpool and Wolverine review. Don't forget to check out all the other amazing things we have here on the Pop Culture Spread channel. Our live show every week. And this week, if you're watching pretty well a day after we film this, we're going to be covering San Diego Comic-Con 2024. Yes. There's been lots of news, so we'll be talking about that this week, Rick. Don't forget to check out all our great trailer reactions. There's more new shows coming, but you can check out a lot of stuff on our back catalogue. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.